Well, breaking in just the last hour, the Attorney General of this country, Eric Holder, now says the federal government may challenge Arizona's new law on immigration. Holder says that he fears the new law is subject to abuse. Meantime, opponents of the law promise to fight until this law is overturned or repealed, threatening lawsuits from several different sources. Some of these protests that we saw this past weekend saw rocks and bottles hurled right at the police, not to mention the media. Supporters say the law was created to rein in rising crime by illegals in Arizona, an issue that got an awful lot of attention following the recent murder of rancher Robert Krentz. Arizona State Senator Frank Antinori represents the district where Krentz was killed. He joins me now in Phoenix. Senator, good afternoon to you. Thank you so much for being here with us. So now we learn that the federal government, Barack Obama, our president, had instructed the DOJ to look at this to see if the law passed muster, and now we're just learning that it looks like the Department of Justice may be prepared to challenge it. What's your reaction?
Well, there's no surprise. The federal government has basically been on a one-track course to impose its will on the states, and we saw that with the federal health care bill. And we're suing the federal government. Arizona is one of the states that's suing the federal government over what we believe is an unconstitutional reach of their federal authority. But what's not being put forward here, Megan, is the fact that the law is clear on this issue. The federal government passed the Immigration Reform and Control Act in 1986. It makes it illegal to be in this country without written permission from the federal government. It makes it illegal to hire someone that's in this country illegally. And the federal government initially started to enforce that law, and then when the INS raided some onion farmers in Georgia, some congressmen complained, and all of a sudden the enforcement stopped. And then what occurred was a huge migration. So we went from 3 million people in this country illegally to 12 million in this country, maybe more, depending on who you ask. And it is now starting to have an economic impact on border states, in particular Arizona, because the way the federal government has been trying to secure the border. They've done a good job in California, built a nice huge wall and fence. They've done the same thing in El Paso, Texas, and that has now channeled everybody through Arizona. 50% of the people that cross the border illegally, 50% of the drugs that enter this country illegally through the southern United States come through the Tucson sector, which is right down the middle of my legislative district.
Okay, understood, Senator, but can I jump in if I could? Because it's
sure.
I want to ask this. Even if you accept all of that is true, the criticism of the law, as you know, is that there has to be a better way, because they say your law promotes racial profiling because it allows police to stop people based on a reasonable suspicion that they're illegals, and folks say that means you're going to basically target Hispanics.
Well, Megan, that's not true. That's not what the law says. And I know Washington doesn't have a good track history of reading bills, but in Arizona we actually read the bill, and what the bill clearly states is that law enforcement officers, first of all, have to have a legitimate legal contact or justification. So I'll give you an example without the illegal immigration piece. So if you're driving down the road and you violate a traffic law, you're speeding, and a police officer pulls you over, what's the first thing he asks you for?
Your license identification. I mean, this is hypothetical since this has never happened to me.
Well, no, I'm just saying that's what every officer right now, regardless of what ethnicity or where you're from, the first thing the officer asks is for your driver's license, registration, and insurance. If you can't produce that, or if you don't understand the officer, or if you have people in the vehicle that can't produce identification, if you won't tell the officer who you are, now that is what's known as reasonable suspicion. It's the same as if the officer were to smell marijuana smoke coming from your car.
Okay, so
now
what if the officer pulls over somebody who, you know, because they were speeding, and asks for ID, and that person gives them ID, and the ID looks legit? Is the police officer then allowed to say, and are you in this country legally, sir, and where is your proof of that?
Well, no, well, he's not going to ask where is your proof. Right now, the Border Patrol has border checkpoints all over southern Arizona. I drive through them daily, sometimes weekly, and when you drive through that checkpoint coming from the border to Tucson, let's say, the first thing the Border Patrol asks you is, sir, are you an American citizen? And I answer the question, yes, and he just waves me on through the checkpoint. And the Border Patrol has certain things they look for to determine whether or not they believe there is reasonable suspicion to question you further. A police officer will have the same discretion. If you produce legitimate identification in the state of Arizona and tell that officer, I'm an Arizona resident or I'm a resident of the United States, he's probably going to let you go. If you have other things like, let's say you have a car stuffed with 15 people, none of which can produce identification. Now, I think that's reasonable suspicion.
Well, that's a no-brainer, right? Because now we're talking about opposite ends of the spectrum. But let me just pose the question, then I'll give you the floor.
Sure.
You know, the concern that some say is that they don't want Hispanic Arizonans who are minding their own business, who are U.S. citizens, right. You know, for whether they're naturalized or otherwise, maybe they have an accent, to be pulled over by the police because they went, 45 in a 30-mile-an-hour zone, and suddenly get harassed about their citizenship and have to produce papers and be treated like second-class citizens when they're every bit as American as the rest of us.
Sure. Well, Megan, that's not going to happen. Again, if you read the bill, I have all of this. There's been a lot of lies and misrepresentations about this bill. It started when a liberal reporter in Washington wrote a very inaccurate story. I have it on my website at voteforfrank.com. If your listeners or your viewers go to that, and you go to that, you will see that there's an Arizona blogger here that spelled out the misrepresentation of this legislation and actually compares it to what is actually in the bill. There is nothing different that is going to exist with regard to this legislation other than we unhandcuff police officers and allow them to determine if someone is in this country illegally, that they can be detained until their immigration status is determined. If there is a reasonable effort by the officer and the people that he encounters and they identify themselves, it'll be over. That encounter will end. They'll get their traffic ticket, or the officer will end his investigation and they'll go on their way. But if he has reasonable suspicion that they're here illegally, he can then detain them.
Okay, but now, let me ask you two things.
Police officers murdered in this state by people that were encountered numerous times under cities that had sanctuary city policies, Phoenix being one of them, where the mayor and council prohibited a police officer from asking if the person was illegally, and that guy was allowed to stay in the country.
There is no question that it is a huge problem, especially in the state of Arizona, and that murder of that rancher who had warned that he was facing possible murder if somebody didn't do something about the illegals on his property was chilling. I mean, I'll give you that, but the question is what the solution is. And let me ask you about this. U.S. Representative from Arizona is now calling on the Obama administration to refuse to cooperate when illegals are picked up by the local police in Arizona and turned over to the feds for prosecution. He wants them to refuse to do anything about it because he's so upset about the law. And the Reverend Al Sharpton is now saying he's going to organize freedom walkers to challenge the bill, saying they'll go to Arizona. When this bill goes into effect, they will walk the streets with people who refuse to give their identification, and they will force an arrest to be made. Your response to those two things?
Well, if he breaks the law, Mr. Sharpton will be arrested in Arizona. At that time, when he goes through booking for the criminal act or civil act of law violation he committed, during that booking process, they will run a background check on him and see if he's in the country illegally. If he's not, they will book him, cite him, and release him. If he is, then they will detain him. That's all that this bill does. Okay, with regards to the federal government, though, Megan, the President and the Congress can solve this problem quite quickly. They can finish building the fence and secure the border in southern Arizona, put enough Border Patrol agents down here and National Guard, if necessary, until that's done, and secure our border. And that will eliminate the majority of this issue. And then we can go, and INS has been working with our county sheriffs and our state law enforcement to deal with this. We can then continue that. But until the federal government secures our southern border, which is the biggest problem here, we're going to continue to have to step up to the plate as a state to protect our citizens because the federal government has failed. And now we have to do something about it.
Okay.
So that's all this bill is. This is Arizona saying enough is enough. We can't wait for the federal government to do its job anymore. And now we have to step in and protect our citizens.
Understood. Senator Antinori, we appreciate you coming on with that side of the issue. All the best to you.
Well, thanks. It's an honor to be here.
Okay. Take care. What do you think, folks? I mean, this thing is heating up. You've heard all the criticism. Now you hear the defense. What are your thoughts on it? Should Arizona keep this law in effect, or does Attorney General Eric Holder have it right, and should the feds challenge it? Kelly at FoxNews.com. Also, you can follow me on Twitter at Megyn Kelly. Well,